Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ezella Sarantia Faroha, and my student number is 36. The purpose of today's presentation is to discuss about sociolinguistics. And the aim of this presentation is to fulfill the final task of Introduction to Linguistics. In today's presentation, I'd like to cover 3 points. First, definition of sociolinguistics. Second, elements of sociolinguistics. And lastly, expert function of language. What's about sociolinguistics? Sociolinguistics is the descriptive study of the effect of any and all aspects of society, including cultural norms, expectation, and context, on the way language is used, and society's effect on language. The next point is elements of sociolinguistics. There are 6 elements. First, language variation. Varieties of language can develop for social background, geographical location, age, class, and etc. in different geographical regions. For example, a footwear for wearing around the house is called slippers in China, called the tongs in Australia, and called the flip-flops in UK. Second, dialect. Dialect refers to variation of accent, lexicon, and grammar that are very specific to a particular geographic location. Example, the dialect of kiss a dick, it's mean let's have a look in Gordy, or Rosalie, it's mean cup of tea in Cockney. Third, sociolect. A sociolect is a language variety spoken by a particular social group or social class. Example, Bob Marley's hit song, and the title No Woman No Cry. In Patois, the title roughly translates to Woman Don't Cry. However, it has long been misunderstood by those unaware of the sociolect to mean something like, if there's no woman, there's no reason to cry. And fourth, idiolect. Idiolects are dependent on social factors just like sociolects, environments, education, friendship groups, hobbies, and interests. Example, if you have friends whose native language is Mandarin, you can probably cursing in Mandarin. And the next is ethnolect. An ethnolect is a variety of language used by a specific ethnic group. In African American Vernacular English, or AAVE, for example, the sentence of Shimani, I'm Fina, Slay, or On Flick, all of that are an ethnolect. And fifth, accent. Accent is difference in pronunciation, vowel, and consonant sounds, word stress, and prosody. For example, it has found the different accent in the UK with northern accent and southern accent. And the last, register. Registration is a way for people to tailor their language according to what they think is most appropriate for their situation. Example, register doesn't just apply to the spoken word but often change when writing. The most common differences in written register are formal and informal writing. Okay, let me turn now to expert function of language. First, I want to explain what about language. According to Gori Karaf, language is a communication tool between members of the public in the form of symbol of the sounds produced by means said human. While according to Oxford Dictionary, language is the human method communication, either spoken or written. Okay, let's move on to the function of language based on Peter Newmark. There are 6 functions of language. First, expressive. The main author, his or her worldview and intention of prose fiction. Example, he was broken-hearted to see his girlfriend with another man. Second, information function is the external situation, the facts of topic, and reality. Example, in Indonesia there are only 2 seasons, include summer and rainy. Third, vocative function is the readership to expected social. Example, I think gender equality must be maintained so that there is a balance in the roles of both women and men. Fourth, aesthetic. To place a scene through figures of speech symbols. Example, descriptive verbs of movement and action are rich in sound effects such as race, rush, skitter, mumble, gasp, and grunt. And the fifth is pathetic, maintaining a friendly contact with audience. Example, do you want to grab a coffee this weekend? And lastly is metalingual, seldom connected to fictional language. Example, as a general rule, the H in spoken language is usually mute and is not pronounced, although in some dialects of Castilian it's possible to use an aspirate H if it's pronounced. Okay, well, that brings us to the end of the final section. Now I'd like to finish my presentation. Thanks for your attention and goodbye.